Just finished up here at the office. Took care of the SD cards. Reformatted. Got the light off. There we go. We got Nova. And we are headed up to the mountains. We're headed to Asheville tonight to spend the night, and then with a couple friends, and then the next day we're going to go to Grandfather Mountain. We're going to be there for 2 days. This slight snowstorm coming in, so we'll tell you all about that later. But hope you guys enjoy the footage because we're headed there right now. Getting ready for Grandfather Mountain hike. Heyo! Nova, are you ready? Are you ready for the hike? Yes? That's a yes? Okay, we got our boots. Got a bunch of other jackets. Nova has her hiking shoes that she got yesterday.
I'm gonna put my gaiters on. I'll put them on later.
So it's gonna take us about an hour to get there. And then what else?
Hour and a half to get there. And then,
Alright, so we just pulled up the road. This setup up here is really nice. Parking lot's nice. Nova is wondering what I'm doing. Alright, we got Nova, Stefan, and we are getting ready to put our name on the board over here so we can hit the trail. And we're super close. Got Andy filling the paperwork out. So we're all legit. I was worried that it was going to be like rainy, icy going to the campsite.
Oh, yeah, no, this is solid. Tomorrow will be fun.
Nova, how's it going? Nova's got her little booties on. She's already ready to go. Hey, don't do that.
Hey!
You need those for protection. You still got the radio?
Oh yeah, taking these up.
Alright, this camera's heavy. We'll see you guys on the trail.
You doing video or photo?
Yeah. Okay, we need some narration.
We need some narration.
Go.
Go.
Where are we?
Where are we? We need some narration.
I need some hot wings.
Okay, I'll just focus on this board.
We're at Foscoe View
In North Carolina.
which is just shy of Calloway Peak in the Blue Ridge Mountains of the Boone area.
In the hinterlands.
In the hinterlands. And you can see into Virginia, which is neato.
Ooh, look at that. That's nice.
It's real nice. That's really named.
So we don't have a name for this peak, but I'm hoping you can actually see the snow clouds rolling in. It's not necessarily fog. It's probably like snow clouds, you'd say, right?
Legit clouds, yeah.
I hope that shows up because it looks so awesome. Nova's just chilling.
Wow, it didn't take long for my fingers to get icy cold.
She's ready for us to go in the tent, have a meal, get warmed up. Okay, we got Nova here. She's doing great because we just came up this pass of rocks that's insanely burly. And we were gonna go straight up here, but that is almost physically impossible and way dangerous, so we've already gone pretty much as far as we can. So we're going to head on down back to that first campsite that we saw, and then we'll set up camp there, get some food, and warm up before the snow comes in. Alright, so once we went back down to the campsite that we passed on our way to the top, We found this campsite and it had 4 platforms, which was really awesome because there's 4 of us, so it's perfect. Each one of us just picked up a platform and started setting our tents up on it. What was difficult was these platforms are really only suited for 2-person tents, so I have a Marmot Tungsten 2P, and I was going to do horizontal. I ended up doing perpendicular because it fit much better. But the sun was going down really quick, so we needed to get everything really put together because the sleet and rain were coming. We want to make sure we kept everything dry. All right, so we're in the tent. A little bit of freezing rain, and so Nova and I are eating food. I got some fettuccine alfredo. Nova's got standard dog food. It is freaking freezing outside. And trying to warm my feet up before we go and hang out before the snow hits. So just kind of chilling. How you doing? You doing good? She's doing good. She did awesome today. Morning, everybody. Sunday, January 13th. We're at Grandfather Mountain. It's cold. It's 28 degrees at the moment. And just getting ready. We're melting some ice for our water today. It's supposed to be snow showers, but it turned into kind of like just a bunch of sleet, freezing rain, which I was hoping it was going to be snow. But keeping Nova warm. She's doing good. Hi, Nova. And she's wanting to get out here in a second, so what we're doing is we're just going to boil down some or melt some ice, fill up our Nalgene bottles, and make some breakfast. So a couple of tips that you can use for melting ice if you have like a jet boil. Number one, you want to make sure that the jet boil has just a little bit of water in it. You don't want it completely dry. Otherwise, this will get too hot. It'll get, the metal will get hotter faster than the water, obviously. And then this little neoprene jacket that's on here, it'll start melting. So you don't want to do that. The next thing you want to do is when you get your ice is try to get ice that hasn't touched anything on the ground. I'm using ice that's come off of my tent, and so that's what I'm using. And then before you put it in there, you can just kind of look at the ice chips. Same thing with snow, and just try to get as much of the dirt and debris off of it. Obviously, after you boil it for a couple minutes, it's going to be okay. So, and I'm happy if it boils, 1 or 2 minutes, maybe like 3 minutes would be preferred. And you don't want to use your jet boil or any type of stove in a tent, but I am today. I've got 2 of the top windows, little zipper windows, open for some ventilation, but it's just really cold outside. So that's what I'm doing. So go ahead and melt this down, boil it for about 3 minutes, and you can go ahead and just start filling up your Nalgenes. And then once I fill about 2 of them up, I like one cool for drinking water in my hydration pack, and then I keep the other one as backup for water down the trail. And that's it. good as I'm going to do on the camera. Got our jet boil flashlight and an MSR ISO Pro. Okay. So my igniter on here, it's not working too well. We're gonna use an old-fashioned cigarette lighter. My hands are so cold I can't turn this on. There we go. She started. Okay. Whenever you're cooking your meals, make sure your fork doesn't touch anything in nature. You want this thing clean, sanitized at all times. Don't be lazy and just like lay it on something, because your stomach might not appreciate that later. Let's see here. We're gonna put this right over here in the bag. We've already got some ice in here already. Put this on top of here. Alright, got our water boiling. Let's see if Nova wants some dog food. Nova, come here. You hungry? Hungry? Come on. You hungry? Not hungry yet. So while this is starting to boil up, we're just going to kind of comb through here. And we want ice that is not dirty, obviously, which will make it much nicer to drink, make food with. Take a chance, look at it. You want to keep your lid to whatever you use for your jet boil or whatever you want in water. Always keep your lid on top of it, because there's always drips coming from everywhere. Tree limbs, squirrels. There's probably no squirrels out right now, but oh well. One more piece will be perfect. And we'll just let it do its thing. Alright. So, we will be making Mountain House freeze-dried grown granola with milk and berries. We have some fancy organic Nibmore 6-spice drinking chocolate. It's a little too spicy for me, but I already brought it all the way up here, so I'm gonna drink all of it. I got like 2 more packs left, and then I'm gonna double up on oatmeal. So I got 1 here, and I got 1 more inside. And then Nova will be eating her dog food. And I'll put a little bit of that on her dog food because she's not in the mood for eating anything right now. And we have our Snow Peak titanium mug, and I don't know what size this one is. but I put a neoprene sleeve on it from like a koozie. I just gotta cut it out around the top. Actually, I don't think I cut anything on this. I think oh yeah, I cut this part out for the handles. But this thing's awesome. This is a double-walled titanium cup, and then it has a lid comes with it. And then whatever you're drinking, I'll probably make the hot chocolate first. So whatever you're drinking, it makes it taste great. Even outdoors, you still get German Shepherd hairs. So, oh well. I'll just have to keep cleaning the spoon off. But I usually put it in the boiling water right before I finish my food. I mean, eat my food. And then the granola, I usually eat it out of the pack, but I might put it in my little cup here, my JetBoil cup to eat from. Last night was a little too cold for my comfort. I should have probably had a 15-degree sleeping bag, or 20, but I had a 30, and that 30-degree bag was old, so Nova helped me out a little bit. Nova, come over here. Nova had her own sleeping bag. She was in a Marmot 30-degree sleeping bag. And then I have a Thermarest. I think it's the Neo Air Max. It's the kind of the widest one that you can get. It's great. You never are cold when you lay down. And then Nova, she has a I forgot the brand of it, but it's got it's a roll-up, kind of like 2 feet by 3 feet, and what it does is it's got a waterproof base and then some down filling with like a nylon shell, and then I put the sleeping bag on top of that, and that's how she sleeps. And we were a little cold at a couple points in the night. I had to redo my toe warmers twice, which I haven't had to do that. So that's how cold it is. But this is there was a winter storm advisory, and that's why we're up here, because we wanted to just get some really cool pictures of, you know, ice, snow. But Grandfather Mountain, this is a profile trail that we came up here on, and it's really, really nice. There's a lot of access to water, and there's a lot of vistas, kind of scenic points that you can go out and take pictures. Also, the trail is cut out pretty good, so you got some places you can take a rest. The campsites here are incredible. We're here, and you guys saw it in the video, or I'll show it right now. All the tents are on a platform, so these are built platforms up here. And then there were also don't even call it landings, but the first campsite's up. It was actually a graded level landing with, you know, steps going up to it. That's pretty cool. I mean, this is a great park. And then you guys saw at the beginning of the video the I guess the welcome center or the bathrooms or whatever you want to call it. Those were nice too. Yeah, ice takes a long time to boil up. I'll probably repeat myself, but you can, when you go to pour it out, what you want to do is you want to pour it out very slowly so that all the fines and sediment go to the bottom, and then just leave about maybe like 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch of water, and then you can just check out all the fines or sediment. That way you really don't have to filter it. I had filtered mine through like a chamois, I guess you would call it. It's like those, you know, it's those towels that you bring on hikes. They sell them as like camping towels, but I got from Walmart, and when I went to pour the hot water through it, all the orange dye just went straight into my drink. So if you're gonna have something to filter out fines or whatever, make sure it's just white clean. Maybe pre-rinse it, whatnot. Because yeah, you don't want orange dye in whatever you're drinking. And we're almost there. This is being filmed on an iPhone with the front-facing camera, if you can believe it. Yeah, Canon 1DX Mark II is way too heavy for that stand. So we got some bubbles. We're doing good. Yeah, but I think you're gonna go back up in here. It's a little cold for you. Outside. Don't might really camera. Here. Go outside. Go. Go. Lay down. For our next cup here. So I do turn it down a little bit so it doesn't go nuts on the boil over. But we'll try to do it for 3 minutes. Here. Drink the water. Hey. Water. It's warm. Slightly warm. Here, go in. Let's go. Lay down. Go lay down. Lay down. I'm right here. Go lay down. Go. Go. Lay down. We got a minute there. We got a minute and a half. Let's go a little bit longer. Alright, we got about 2 minutes. That's good. And just let everything kind of settle down the bottom. Alright. Be careful taking it off. You don't want to dump all the water you just worked on getting out. Right when I get there, let's do that. All right, we're gonna do another batch here. And this one I'll use for cooking. We're gonna get some fresh ice off the tent. And we will add back a little of that water. We're making our next batch. I'm gonna lay down. Come on. We've been showing how to boil water for 39 minutes. Very exciting. It's very exciting. It is very exciting. Isn't it? Go inside. Go inside. Go. Lay down. Lay down. Go. Go. Lay down. No. Nope. No. Half a cup. Yeah, I guess a half a cup is right. Also going to add our oatmeal. Always have a bag for your trash. Everything that you could think of possibly throwing away. Anything you bring to the campsite, you don't leave at the campsite. Man, that is good. Damn. Also, if you add a little salt to it, boom. Okay, that's done. Take this inside, enjoy this. So what we're going to do is actually use the water we just boiled seal it up. We're not going to use it for this. We're going to melt some more ice, and we'll use the Nalgene, the warm Nalgene, to warm our feet up inside the tent. All right, Nova, lead the way. Don't get stuck on stuff here. So this is my tent, and got a bunch of ice sheets on it. I banged as much ice off as I could throughout the night, but there's still a lot more. And it's super slippery. Yeah, just a bunch of sleet. What's going on? Alright, so we got Stefan's tent right here. Courtney and Andy's tent over here. And might be coming back. Hey Nova, come here. Nova. Come. Here. Back. And it's pretty much a winter wonderland if you look around. Nice. Nova's trying to find out where everybody is. She is search and rescue. But we're gonna go back in, get our water done so we can get back in the tent and enjoy a nice breakfast. Hi everyone, we're back in the tent. We are eating our breakfast. We're champions. Nova's got her food going on. She's all wrapped up in her sleeping bag, getting warmed up. Feet got pretty cold out there when she was walking around, but I think she's gonna warm back up before we hit the trail. And I was gonna do a little tour of the inside of my tent, but it's a little ragged right now, but oh well. So what I usually do is I keep my pack outside, and I usually mean to leave it upside down so that my straps and everything are not wet, but I didn't, so they're probably going to be wet when we hit the trail. I always leave my boots outside to make sure they air out as best as possible. Then Nova's gear stays over there in the corner, and then right there in the further corner is where I usually keep all my camera gear. And then anything important I keep on the left hand side. The seams and the rain fly on that back side, they tend to leak a little bit, so things will get wet. But over here on the left hand side, everything that's important, from clothes, food, extra socks, first aid kit, that type of thing. And then I have my sleeping bag with my Thermarest inflatable pad. And then over here is where Nova's at. She sleeps on this side. And then all above here we got her dog booties and my gloves, just anything that needs to stay as dry as possible. That'll all stay right there in the top of the tent. But I'm going to go ahead and enjoy my breakfast with Nova, and see you guys in a bit. Alright, so we finished up our trip in the mountain, and we didn't get a chance to actually show you getting off the trail and all that good stuff, but the weather out here it was pretty incredible. It's got this kind of frozen tree, really thick fog vibe, and it was really cool. So I took a bunch of pictures like that, and this is just driving back on the highway, and I'm just driving here, and I'm like, man, this is it's like a little winter wonderland. But the trip was challenging, it really was. So all the stuff that you guys just saw, I hope you enjoyed it, and enjoyed the photos as well. But I'm on my way back to Charleston right now. It's about 5:30, and yeah, just kind of enjoy this little clip of the driving in this little winter wonderland.